but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stuctions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
Finally snapped a 6-game losing streak.
And there's nothing like that win that makes everyone happier in the locker room, better on the practice field, and they usually play a whole lot better that next game out as well.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Try the right side here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And Jeffrey may be in some pain. It appears so. He's still down. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Incomplete. Time to see how Atlanta will line up defensively. Right now in the National Football League, they're ranked number 18 against the pass.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the lead. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Detroit!
Back to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Carter. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Back to 89 Philly, here we go. Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. These are his numbers from last week's contest. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week. Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Detroit! Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but
Still
all for naught
down
on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Leopard! Watch it now, Barney! Leopard!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Leopard! Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They'll run with Kyle. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
Detroit! 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 Gun! 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 Gun!
They'll drop the throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
Well, we keep stats on everything, don't we? This is one that you don't want to have. That's his 2nd drop right here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say only in the 1st quarter. Certainly a shift that he wants to right quickly. And this one is right through. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 43 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Garoppolo on 1st down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago. And you figure that he'll probably be a big factor in this one as well.
No question about it, partner. We just saw it right there. They want to get him the ball in space and see what he can do after the catch.
Now a handoff looking right. Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
False start, offense.
That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt
Still
like,
third
hey,
down.
this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on the lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still 2nd down.
Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game.
Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First down, he'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Back down to that Philly. Here we go. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Detroit! All right, now, Lucky 56.
They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a 1st down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Holding, offense.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. He got 29 yards that time. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Holding, offense.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
Holding, offense.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Let's look at the defensive starters now for Dallas. They come into this one in the bottom half of the NFL.
Issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out. Being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people. Put them on the ground.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
One, Omaha. Black 80.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ikey's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Holding offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. He'll drop to throw. a screen. It's complete. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Point after, up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle.
Wait. Here we go. Wait, 80.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 8.
Gun! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Diaz. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Holding offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Garoppolo again. Looking left sideline, it's complete. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you at important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Here we go.
They go play action here on 1st down. His throw caught. What about the 5? And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
Down in this one, they needed that score, but they'll have to hold at least for the time being.
You're exactly right. Points that they had to have. As you said, they have to regroup now and see if they can get them another way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Here we go. Ready? Set.
Garoppolo to throw on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
False start, offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. Third and long. On play action, it's Garoppolo. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He only has a single solo carry, one. Numero uno, second quarter. They need to get in the ball more, don't they?
I'm not the greatest statistician in the world.
Yeah, you are.
But a back like that with only one carry, that takes me back to college in the classroom. Not enough evidence to declare what you should do the rest of the game. Give him the ball some more and find out.
Will they incorporate him? We'll find out. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
Illegal block in the back, offense.
So that one will be accepted. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always about Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Gone! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone! 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 Gone!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
No. Check. Patriot! Patriot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
Back to throw now on first down. He's going to walk one deep left. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play here for Dallas. 41 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on first down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. 11 more on that one and another first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
They'll set up a throw. Incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Gone! 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 Detroit!
They're going to look to throw. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
Remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
That 3 touchdown passes, you're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing, anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, nice move. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Gone, gone! 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 Gone, gone!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle, complete. That's Carter. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Hot!
And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this 1st half.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw here. And that's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. "13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down.
Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. The Falcons on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll throw now on the final play. And he finds a man. It's Martin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Now, this is going to put them back with not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Finding room at the 30. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to. They didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays, have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Gun! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Well, enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This is 3rd down and 12.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56.
Now back to throw. And he finds Daniels. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. The quick slant caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
All right, now, lucky 56. No, check, Patriot.
They'll try to run for it on 1st and goal. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
Second and goal from the 1. They come out here in the I. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Gun!
Back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. As his guys are in for 6. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. Point after try forthcoming. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. If this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Hey, four down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it.
Offense.
Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Throwing right, and that's complete. 17 yards on the pickup there, and also a first down. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found him.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now. In this case, he was so wide open that he was frantically trying to get his attention to make sure he got the football. And then I'm sure his only thought when the ball was in the air, don't drop it. Had too much time to think.
He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Garoppolo. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get
the quarterback look a whole lot better. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
21.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. This one caught by Crowder. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Garoppolo. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. And the Falcons get a bit closer. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He has been on his A game. We're in the third quarter. He's already in search of touchdown pass number 5.
He's played so well that it's hard for me to take my eyes off of him, even when he's not on the field. I keep finding my eyes finding him on the bench in between series, wondering what he's going to do next. This has been a blast to watch him play the position.
He's been spectacular with those 4 touchdown passes. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again, and he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
This quarterback now right at the 300-yard mark with still a quarter plus to go. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Back now in Arlington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to work his way down to the 16. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Holding offense.
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to work his way down to the 16. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Leopard!
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use it more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught, take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you often see them with both hands wrapped around it when they go through the line.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys add on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. This complete to Martin. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here we go. 180.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Holding offense.
He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. Garoppolo, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. On the catch, it's Crowder. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
20, 180.
Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him 3.
Catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
180, left 80.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Going to throw right side here, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Somebody missed an assignment. He was waving his arms saying, hey, I'm wide open. They found him.
You think? You think? I mean, he was so wide open. Did you see he was just windmilling like he was Don Quixote or somebody out there? And then they found him for a really nice game.
Garoppolo now. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
Holding, offense.
Here we go.
So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding.
By 20, 180.
On play action, now Garoppolo. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Carter. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Crowder now to return.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Black 80!
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll get the penalty yardage back exactly, 10 yards, as they'll get it to 2nd and 10.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
120! 180!
Garoppolo on 1st down. And it's complete to Martin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Garoppolo again. Looking left side, and it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought. Down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
And the Cowboys are able to recover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd.